Winter storm is underway. Round 1 brought some interesting things to the state this morning. Guess what? We're gearing up for round 2. Let's talk about in this afternoon update of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is Thursday, the 9th of January, 2025, coming up to 3 p.m. Central Time. Let's take a look at what we've got going on right now the last few hours. Now, this morning, temperatures ended up being about a degree colder in parts of DFW. Like I said, for the last few days, that's what's going to make the difference. And that's how we ended up with 2 to 5 inches of snow this morning in what was supposed to be a relatively minor round of precipitation with maybe some sleet, maybe an inch of snow in parts of DFW, the big country, into northeast Texas, Texoma. Now, as we've gotten into the afternoon, we've kind of seen the rain-snow line move a bit north across DFW. We've seen some places change over to rain, back to snow, back to rain, etc. But what we're going to see as we go into the next several hours tonight is that rain-snow line going to start moving back southeast. So DFW, you may be in rain right now, you may be in snow, but you're going to definitely go back to heavy snow this evening in a few hours. Back in the Panhandle, that's been a bit of an overperformer today. We've seen several inches of snow already fall across parts of the Panhandle. You can see that kind of wraparound moisture on the backside of the storm system. Southeastern half of the state, it's cool, but purely rain, safely above freezing. You can see, actually, we've had a warm front move on shore down near the upper Texas Gulf Coast. You can see southwest of Lake Jackson, temperatures have actually risen near 60 degrees. That's a warmer air trying to make its way inland. So, let's talk about what the expectations are as we go into this evening. Now, here's the high-res rapid refresh model. I'm going to let this just play out. I'm going to talk over it without getting all over complex and, doing a bunch of zoomy, doom stuff. But the general expectation is that rain-snow line, again, will move back southeast across DFW. In fact, it'll progress south quite a bit this evening into parts of the big country, the Concho Valley. As we go into overnight tonight, that rain-snow line is actually going to make it through most of the hill country into parts of central Texas. As rain begins to end, we may even see a brief change over to a rain-snow mix in Bryan College Station, parts of East Texas, the Arklatex. You can see snow is going to continue for a few more hours in the Panhandle, generally winding down by midnight, though we could even see a quick band of snow move across northwest Texas, the big country, the Concho Valley, early Friday morning. Rain, snow, back into heavy snow. Waco, Dallas, DFW this evening through probably about 3 a.m. tomorrow before winding down to light snow through 6 a.m. before drying out. Northeast Texas, we're going to see rain change over to heavy snow as we continue into this evening overnight, especially along in north of Interstate 30, though it could probably make it as far south as I-20. Rain, snow mixing south of I-20, possible. Temperatures, again, are going to be close at the surface. We may be just above freezing, in which case there will be a lot of melting, but the snow will probably be falling heavy enough to support accumulations. Southeastern half of the state, it's going to rain overnight, winding down around sunrise tomorrow, and then all this is going to be moving out by 7 to 9 a.m. Friday, leaving mostly dry weather across the state for a while. Let's take a look at these snow totals. Now, this is additional snow now through tomorrow morning. This is not what has already fallen. We could still see another 2 to 4, maybe even 5 inches of snow across parts of the Panhandle, especially along the corridor roughly from Clovis, New Mexico, Amarillo, Pampa up through Canadian, kind of where that band is set up most of the day. Lighter snow, West Texas, Northwest Texas, into the big country, maybe an inch in spots, adjusting to an inch. Now, this is where things get a little interesting. We've seen an expansion of snow probabilities based on the latest data. We could maybe see, 1 to 2 inches of a heavy wet snow on grassy surfaces, maybe even on roads for a time. Parts of the northern hill country, northern central Texas, western North Texas, eastern big country, along the line north of, let's just go from Llano to Waco to Corsicana to Tyler to Marshall. Can't rule out maybe an inch, maybe 2 inches of wet snow for a time. DFW, well, again, we've already had, some folks have picked up 5 inches of snow. We've probably seen some melting occur as temperatures are now just a bit above freezing, and we've also seen some rain, a sleet mix, so there is a bit of ice under this. As we go into tonight, we're going to switch back over to a heavy snow. and we're expecting the possibility of an additional 2 to 6 inches of snow. North Texas, including DFW, up into eastern Texoma. Northeast Texas, there is the potential for an additional 6 to 8 inches of snow in a small isolated corridor. Sherman to Paris, can't rule it out. Maybe even to parts of Collin-Denton counties. I'm showing you the high-res model data output here, so it could be overdoing it a bit. But based on what we saw this morning, based on what we're expecting this evening, things are going to go downhill in the travel department this evening. I realized this afternoon most roads are just wet. If we've had slush, it's melted as we've changed over to mostly rain, or at least calm down for a bit. That is going to change quite a bit after sunset. We're going to lose the sun's rays. We're going to cool off a bit. Heavy snow is going to fall, and it's going to stick to everything. And it's going to stay that way through tomorrow morning at least. So we do expect a deterioration with hazardous travel conditions this evening through Friday morning across a majority of the DFW Metroplex, up through Texoma, northeast Texas, including Interstate 30, from DFW all the way. Well, you can see Arkansas is going to get absolutely clobbered. Arkansas is looking at a big, bad, very mad snowstorm out of this. Don't bother going up I-30. It's not going to be a happy time. I-35 in southern Oklahoma right now is a train wreck around Davis, mile marker 55. A bunch of jackknife semis, and apparently the Davis Mounds aren't doing particularly well at this point. That's not going to get any better tonight either, so don't bother. We're going to have some snow on I-40 tonight as well in the Panhandle. So this is what we're looking at. Round 2 begins, and it's going to be the one that's going to turn travel into problems this evening through Friday morning. As we get into Friday afternoon, snow's gone. In terms of falling, we'll probably get above freezing, have some sunshine, there will be melting. Big problem is going to be tomorrow night, Friday evening through Saturday morning. We're going to get real cold. Temperatures in the teens, 20s, northern 80% of Texas. Any water, slush, ice, whatever on roads is going to ice real quick, probably near sunset Friday and through sunrise Saturday. And some of that could be the invisible black ice, so be mindful of that. That's going to be a problem tomorrow night. All right, that's the update for now. We've got live storm chasers out and about, keeping an eye on road conditions. As we get into this evening and conditions deteriorate, we'll start doing some live coverage, keeping an eye on our storm chaser feeds. But if you're watching us here on YouTube, or regardless, head over to the Texas Storm Chasers YouTube. We've got live storm chasing video for multiple storm chasers out and about across southern Oklahoma, Texoma, northeast Texas, and north Texas. We'll keep an eye on things as we get into
Texas Local Storm Report from Burke Burnett in Wichita County, Texas. Snow magnitude measured 2.3 inches.
Oh, congratulations.
Reported by emergency manager.
Well, thank you kindly. See? That works still. Let's go watch some Storm Chaser video. We'll keep you updated, but again, this evening, tonight, Friday morning, travel, not going to be a good idea. DFW, North Texas, Texoma, Northeast Texas, Gainesville, Wichita Falls, Sherman, Paris, I-30, Dallas, through Texarkana, through Little Rock, 40 out to Memphis. This is going to be a winter storm that goes all the way to Georgia, Carolinas. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.